The full moon in Cancer on January 13th is our very first full moon of 2025, and it is an extraordinary Feng Shui full moon. This is going to be highlighting the energy of your home as a sanctuary and also the manifesting power that you can mine from your environment. And it's everything we talk about on this channel. But if you're new here and you don't know me, my name is Claudat. I'm a modern Feng Shui master, and I founded an entire method and school of Feng Shui 20 years ago, which is unlike anything else in the world. So if you're watching this and you've never seen this work before, everything we do here is free of fear. Everything we do here is free of superstition. Everything we do here is based on infinite possibilities and massive creativity, because that's how you manifest things, and using your intention to make miracles happen in your life. And that's especially what we're going to be doing today, starting with this first full moon, because it is so exceptional for your emotional freedom and flowing and thriving. And that is going to make you super magnetic. So welcome to the full moon in Cancer Feng Shui. First things first, if you want to really clear the decks in life, if you really want to soar like never before, if you really want to make major breakthroughs and you want to feel like nothing is holding you back, right? Perfect way to start the year. Nothing's holding me back. Well, right now we have a Mars retrograde, and that's not holding you back, but it may make you contemplate more of how you're using your energy, where you're putting your time, what you're focused on. And that's really, really good. Now, the second part of freeing yourself is freeing yourself emotionally. And there are many, many ways to free yourself emotionally. I love all kinds of therapy. I love all kinds of trauma therapy. I love healing work. I love anything that works for you. And I'm here to provide you with tons and tons of resources. But something that recently dawned on me that's been resonant in my life is how to truly clear your emotions by purging them from your body. How to literally get them out of your system. So I was listening to an interview with Angelina Jolie, and I don't know if you've seen yet on Netflix her new movie, Maria. It's mind-blowing. And the way that she prepared for this, doing opera singing lessons when she thought she couldn't sing for months and months, I think 7 or 8 months. And imagine she went from thinking she couldn't sing at all to having to sing opera as Maria Callas, like insane, like an insane thing to do. Amazing, mind-blowing, astonishing, right? She said that when she first went to a rehearsal and she had to take this deep breath and use her singing voice, she immediately broke down and started crying and just felt this huge emotional release. And I was like, ooh. And then she said, as she's been doing all of this singing, it's been this huge emotional release, and she wants everyone to experience it. And I was like, I want to experience it. And then I was thinking of all the ways to do that. Like, you can go sing in your car. You can, if you are a singer or if you're not a singer, it doesn't matter. We all have a voice. You might want to even try singing lessons. I'm going to take singing lessons just for the heck of it now, because now I'm like, wow, this is monumentally powerful. I've done a lot of sort of mind emotional work, therapy and mental cleansing type things, but I've never done anything like that before. There are lots of different things that people do, like primal screaming and all sorts of things where you're projecting all of this stuff out of you. So rather than yelling at people, which is never going to be the best solution to rid yourself of lots of emotions, find ways to use your voice to move things physically out of your system. Emotional cleansing is going to be a big deal to give you this clean slate, fresh start before the Lunar New Year at the end of the month. And it's also going to be so good for your spirit. The more I've been even taking walks and not singing, but taking walks and imagining emotions are sort of coming off of me as I walk, so helpful. So move this stuff out of your system. We're going to have a lot of action this year. This is a year of action, a year with strong Aries energy, a year with strong fiery energy. This is a year to let things go and work them out in a dynamic way. So not a year to sit around and think about things. This is a time to get stuff done. And to do that, let's free ourselves first. Now, another thing you might want to think about doing is getting an accountability partner or someone to work with who's really on the same wavelength as you. Someone who you respect and who respects you, where you can really hold each other accountable without, going crazy on one another, but you can really motivate each other as well. Like a real hype man or a hype woman to work with you and get this energy going so that you have this greater synergy and greater emotional support as you move through things. If you have a business at work, you might want to bring people together and have more brainstorming, have more things that you do together where everyone is freely allowed to express themselves. So important to get every idea out, to be completely non-critical, open. We're in the age of Aquarius. We're in Pluto in Aquarius. And in this time, innovation and synergy and just blasting off into new dimensions is going to be so important. So we want to bring as much genius together as possible. And when you free yourself of clutter, that frees your genius. And so this emotional release is going to be excellent. Your home is really in the spotlight for this full moon. And to kick things off this year, your home is really in the spotlight all year long because this Cancer moon is about you as a sanctuary and your home as a sanctuary and feeling at home within yourself, feeling at home within your home, feeling at home within your life, feeling at home. This is how we thrive. And so creating a home that is supercharged this year is going to be primary. It's going to be the most important thing because your home is probably the biggest untapped source of manifesting power that you have. If you've never used your home as part of your manifesting process, there's a whole lot of power and energy waiting for you. And the first thing you can do this month is to make yourself some moon water in this full moon. So take a mason jar full of water, put it out under the full moon. And I have a whole video about this and all about moon water, and I'm going to link it below. And you're going to make yourself this moon water, take it inside the next day, and you use it to clean your home and to take a bath. If you take a bath or if you want to take a shower, you can just pour it over your head in the shower and feel this moon energy coming through you. You want to really bathe in this moon energy and surround yourself with this moon energy. This strong affirmation that now is the time for you to be deeply at home in your home. Now, to do more emotional, this emotional cleansing, this emotional opening in your home, light some incense or light your favorite herbs. So whether it's a bunch of pine or a bunch of cedar that's dried up or your favorite incense. I like to use incense. Honestly, I think it's excellent. Crack a few windows open, have something beneath your incense or your herbs so that you don't have embers flying everywhere, and walk around each room with a very deliberate intention. Imagine like I am now bringing in more love. I am bringing in more harmony. I'm bringing in all the things I want. I am releasing all of the emotions that I do not want to carry with me into this day or into this year, into this week, into this month. It is all going. And see that smoke cleansing the space as you do this, and go from room to room to room until your whole space feels restored. Now, for every full moon, it is a time of release and a time of culmination, but a time of release. So it's a good time to let go of some extra stuff that you have. Take the trash out, do the recycling, get rid of things, cleanse the space more. So again, you can do it the day after the full moon with your full moon water. You can mop, you can do some house cleaning. Let stuff go. This is going to help so much clear the road for major manifesting through this month. Of course, throughout the year, I'll be sharing tons and tons of Feng Shui that you can use to dial things into your home even more. but this can be a great jump starter for this first full moon. In addition, the nodes are shifting, the nodes of destiny. And if you don't know what the North Node and the South Node are, we can talk about them more in videos to come. But essentially, just know that this is where, on a very basic level, the eclipses will be taking place for most of this year. And for most of this year, the eclipses will be taking place in Virgo and Pisces. And this is very much about well-being and self-care and all of the ways you nurture yourself and your emotional well-being. And again, this is going to be really powerful. Feeling good is really your greatest manifesting energy. And so self-care is in the spotlight like never before. I've talked about this before with the idea that Pluto is in Aquarius. And with Pluto in Aquarius, there's this sense of your self-actualization, moving to a higher level, but also there's me, like what I'm doing for me, and then there's we, and they're equally important. And when you really take good care of yourself, really amp up the self-care, it's going to allow you to be a bigger part of the we. You're going to be able to contribute more to others, to be a bigger part of your community, your family, your friends, and the world around you and everything that you do. So take self-care as a new full-time job in a good way, where it's everything that lights you up, everything that makes you feel amazing. And I want to remind you that self-care is not just beautification and spa days and trips to the gym and smoothies. Self-care is also saying no to things you don't want, not allowing yourself to be treated in certain ways, taking yourself out of the equation of certain environments and certain relationships and certain situations that are not in harmony with who you are. That's part of your self-care. I've seen people joke that self-care is selfishness that's rebranded, and that's really not true. Self-care, I believe strongly, is something more vital than ever in this age of massive information, things that take us away from who we are, that can really carry you away, right? Like all this internet, all this social media, all this stuff moving so fast. Self-care helps us to stay magnetic. And I want you to be so magnetic in the new year. So let's bring this into your home as well. And one ritual I want to offer you, because family's so in the spotlight now with Venus retrograde, family is really highlighted. And something that I want to offer as an idea is to think back to when you're a kid. And what was it in your family, or maybe your friend's family, or your community, whatever memories you have, core memories of rituals that took place that made you feel deeply safe and at home. So I have a strong memory of in the morning, my grandma would go to her plant that was hanging in the window, and she would talk to it, and she would really admire it, and she would water it when it needed to be watered. And it was a beautiful thing. I also have a really strong memory of her cooking and how she would cook and how she would feel about how she was cooking and how proud she was of everything she cooked. That was such a beautiful, important thing. So those are things that I'm doing in my home in the new year, even more deliberately. And it's not just doing the action, but really the energy behind it that makes me feel so good. So what are those rituals? Maybe it's a Sunday dinner. Maybe it's something that you all did together as a family. Maybe it's a mealtime you had, or maybe it's thing that you did. Maybe you all gardened together, or maybe someone would light a certain incense or candle or something, and it made you feel really at home. Bring that back. If you have a memory like that, bring that back to your home and your life. And that can be a beautiful way to kickstart what's going to be an unforgettably epic year ahead. So happy, happy, happy full moon. And if you are new here and you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. Like the video, subscribe, share it with your friends. It really helps, especially now. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but it really helps if you enjoy these videos and you want to keep seeing them and they don't just sort of fall into the ethers, to like and subscribe, share all the things, comment below with what you want to see. And also, what you want to do with this moon, like how you want to use it. And this whole channel is full of videos for you to explore. Have so much fun, and I'll be back soon with more. Bye.